Hello, Appalachian Trainer Face Off followers. I am going to hop on here and go over Rider Wars. Hopefully this will answer all of your questions and you won't have to keep referring back to various different posts and the website, and I can just tell you everything you need to know. So the time is drawing near where you have to get your applications in, or if you have your application in, you need to make sure your video is submitted. We've had a ton of interest, and unfortunately, we cannot accept everyone. Our goal is to accept those who, based on their application and the timeliness in which they submit videos and the care in which they put into their video and their app, kind of to select based on that criteria. So we're picking those who will put the most into this event. So you have, if you are planning to compete in person, you will be competing as a novice or a journeyman. Novice being a more beginner type of rider, and journeyman being somebody who could be an upper level rider, but who still understands there's more to learn. Now, if you are a virtual competitor, we haven't had a lot of interest in virtual, but if you are a virtual competitor, it is open to journeymen only. We feel like if you're in the novice level, you really need to be with us in person at some point. So one question we've had is, you have to be in a lesson program. That lesson program and the person that you're currently taking lessons from, that is not someone involved in the competitive portion of Rider Wars. That's just a prerequisite that you have to have. The person you are currently taking lessons from cannot be your Rider Wars mentor. So that's, I think, been a little bit confusing. So say you already have a lesson provider and you think that lesson provider can be your mentor. They cannot. They continue as your lesson provider. The mentor is somebody who's going to give additional insight, additional feedback, and additional instruction, and it has to be someone the Heart of Phoenix has approved. So that's come up a lot. The other question is, what do the mentors do? Because you have to apply to be a mentor as well. So a mentor is someone that you will visit no less than 3 times during the course of this competition. You will visit your mentor at least once, approximately every 35 days. As the competition runs about 110 days. You can visit them more. You do pay your mentor. We are going to announce that set amount that all mentors agree to be compensated for that 2-hour block. So at least a 2-hour block every 35 days. You will also have a coach. The coach you will meet with virtually. So they will be seeing your videos that you submit. So make sure you're really putting stuff into it, because you're going to be getting feedback on the videos you've submitted to us from your coach. You'll have the same coach throughout the whole competition. If you are a journeyman, you will have a different mentor every 35-day block. You do pick your mentors. You will have a list of mentors that you can choose from. We assign the coach, and the coach is going to be giving you additional information. They're going to see things that maybe that mentor missed, maybe your riding instructor has missed. So your mentor you're meeting with, ideally in person. If you are a novice, you will have the same mentor throughout the whole 110 days. And that mentor you'll meet with at least once per block, per 35 days. You have to meet with your mentors if you're a novice in person. You can virtually meet with your mentors if you're a journeyman, but we really encourage you to try to meet with them, in person. I think that's ideal, but you can meet with them virtually. You will be accumulating points for each time you meet with your mentor for how cooperative you are with your coach. So again, let me just to make sure that I covered coaching enough. The coach is going to review all of the video content that you will be posting as a rider on your page. So you may choose to make a Rider Wars page, or you may use your own page if it's public. Your coach will review everything that you post video-wise and give you feedback one time per block. So there are 3 blocks every 35 days. So your coach, again, is virtual. That's for novice and journeyman. Your mentor is only in person if you're novice, and it is ideally in person even if you're a journeyman. Your riding instructor that you have to continue with your lessons. That is something that you have going on that's a requirement to compete, but that is separate from your mentor and your coach. What we are bringing to the table is the mentor opportunity and the coaching opportunity, and then the judge feedback at the actual competition, as well as guiding you. There will be set online, I don't want to call them exams, set online kind of, what am I going to call them? Kind of like exams, essentially showing us what you're learning along the way, and you get points for completing those. You also get points for completing above and beyond material. So say there's a clinic that we have approved, and it's not somebody from your coach. It's not something your coach is putting on. It's not something your mentor is putting on, but it's a Heart of Phoenix approved clinic. And even if you hear of a clinic and you want to see if we can approve it, we can work with you to that. You will accumulate points for everything that's continuing education you choose to do for this 110 days. So I think that needs to be clear. You are competing against yourself. Even though this is a competition, the judges are going to essentially select the winners of these divisions based on how far you have come. So someone may appear to perform better, but they haven't come near as far as you have. That's what you're competing against. How much improvement have you made yourself? And if you've made this much improvement and somebody seems to perform better, but they've made this much improvement, you're outperforming that person. So keep that in mind. One of the questions is, do you have to have your own horse? No, you do have to be in a lesson program. So you're riding the horses in that lesson program. You need to make sure you're selecting a mentor that has their own horses in play for you to go and have your groundwork lesson or your riding lesson. Groundwork is as important. We're calling it rider wars. In order to be a good rider, you have to have excellent groundwork. So you won't necessarily be always riding at these mentor sessions or even hearing feedback from your coach necessarily about what's happening in the saddle. And then, so you don't have to have your own horse. Another question has been, when will you be able to meet the horses that you're competing on? Because remember, you're not competing on your horse. You're competing on a selection of horses we source that are lesson program horses. Depending on the division, you'll have novice lesson horses and you'll have journeyman lesson horses. You will be able to meet those horses ahead of time and say, yes, I feel comfortable on this horse. We're not just going to say, oh, there's your horse. That's what you're riding today. So no, that's come up a lot. So that is something we definitely want you to feel comfortable on the horse you're competing on. Let me think really quick. The deadline to apply is April 15th, if I didn't mention that already. And you just need to be committed. You need to be committed to doing your videos and doing the work. We can't make you a better rider. You can make you a better rider, and that's what we want you to do. Remember, the perk is you will be competing for a buckle, a cash prize, and you will be competing for any competitor who completes the whole program does receive a discount on adoption fees. And it's not just from Heart of Phoenix. There will be a list of rescues that will offer reduced adoption fees to riders who've completed this program. So that's kind of an awesome thing to know. If you watch this and you have additional questions, we will keep this video pinned so that those questions can be answered. So if I didn't answer what you're wondering about in this video, that's okay. Look below, ask that question. I'll answer it there. I'll see you soon.